as the lights are lighting up for the 2016 German Grand Prix, and it's underway. I'm quicker down here, and as you can see, Ricciardo's got DRS, but he's not catching up. There goes by Wehrlein and Gutierrez. Wehrlein once again leading a train. We've actually crossed the white line, so I'm just trying to look behind because I wasn't aware of this train at the time, and I just thought, how on earth has this happened? Lap 14, Hulkenberg has still not come into the pit. I mean, we just lost a part of our front wing and the back of Hulkenberg. And he's going to cruise on by. And, you know, Max Verstappen, this is not just an effective race lead he's taken away from me. He's doing the same strategy as me. This is basically the race lead. He's the one guy who I cannot let, you know, overtake me out on track. Carlos Sainz is out of the race. I've just been able to get by Max Verstappen. And as soon as I get by, the field's frozen. So we're going to go 4 abreast into this tight hairpin. This is not going to work, and no, it hasn't. I have rear-ended Max Verstappen, lost a good chunk of my front wing. To be honest, Max Verstappen, he's not faring too well either, but he's been able to pull out way ahead of me. He's coming into the pits. It's Nico Rosberg, but look who's behind Nico Rosberg. That is Max Verstappen. 3 abreast, going down into the tight hairpin, and I think we know who's going to lose out on this. It is me. I've gone from 1st to 3rd, and I'm just about on some really battered and bruised medium tyres. I'm going to claw 3rd place from this German Grand Prix.
This is Formula One.
Hey, good to see you again. The factory sent over the parts that were looking good on the rig. They're being fitted as we speak. Have a look at the report.
Right then guys, it's PSL here, and I'm here for part 12 in my series on F1 2016. And as you can see, Chris there, he's given us an engine upgrade, an extra 8 horsepower to the Mercedes engine. So that's fantastic, especially as we are at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. As you can see on the left hand side, Renault and Force India have both brought a plethora of upgrades to this track. So, well, I mean, it hasn't really made much difference. Force India is still behind McLaren. Renault have overtaken Haas, but aside from that, you know, they brought a lot of upgrades, but it didn't really seem to do, it didn't have a massive impact. And look at this practice. It's raining in Spa. I've never heard of this. It rains in Spa apparently. Unbelievable. But anyway, yeah, just doing practice as per usual. Now look at this. Ultimate AI. I've noticed in the recent races I've been slightly quicker than I should be in comparison to the AI. So I've put it up to the highest difficulty, Ultimate AI, and this is one of the few times that I've driven with Ultimate AI on this game, so it's kind of an experiment really, but considering how quick I've been in comparison to the AI recently, and the fact that I'm leading the Drivers' Championship, it did have to be done. But anyway, it's on to the qualifying report. Qualifying at the legendary Spa-Francorchamps saw a surprise elimination in the first session, as Carlos Sainz for Toro Rosso just missed out on Q2, with his teammate narrowly surviving. That allowed the Renault driver of Kevin Magnussen to make a shock appearance in Q2. Both Sauber and Manor drivers found themselves eliminated in Q1 along with Julian Palmer. The second session saw 2 shock eliminations, namely Jenson Button, who finished 11th, but even more shockingly, the winner of the previous Grand Prix, Max Verstappen, failed to make it into the top 10 as he ended the session in 12th. Below those two, it is the lone Force India to be eliminated of Nico Hulkenberg. Kvyat and Magnussen joined their teammates in ending qualifying prematurely, and finally, Gutierrez finished in plumb last, whilst his teammate narrowly made it into the top 10. One important thing to note is that both Williams drivers qualified on the soft tyres, so should have a preferable race strategy compared to the rest of those in the top 10. Q3 ended with a bang as Nathan Quinn for Williams went for his solitary flying lap at the end of the session. Unfortunately for him, it had just started raining, and with the track conditions ever worsening, he lost it heading into Radion. This means he was unable to set a lap time in Q3 and will start the Grand Prix from 10th. Alongside him in 9th is the Frenchman of Romain Grosjean. 6 tenths quicker than Grosjean in qualifying, but still just only 1 place ahead is Sergio Perez. Fernando Alonso will join the Mexican on the 4th row. It's an all-Ferrari 3rd row headed by Sebastian Vettel, while similarly it's an all-Mercedes 2nd row led by Nico Rosberg. Daniel Ricciardo took a shock 2nd place, 10 places ahead of his teammate, and at a circuit that does not play to the Red Bull strengths. The exact opposite can be said about Valtteri Bottas's car, as the Williams driver took pole position by over 2 tenths of a second. Right then guys, so here we are on the race strategy screen, and as you can see it's a 2-stop strategy, as always starting on the 2nd softest tyres. Now, I think me and Bottas, we've got this race sewn up. I mean, Bottas, he's on the 2nd softest tyres and is on pole position. It's a win-win for him. I've got the preferable race strategy, but I'm starting down in 10th, but honestly, I think come the end of the 22 laps, the strategy is going to overcome my starting position, especially if we can make some overtakes. So, this could be a fantastic race for Williams. This track plays to the car's strengths. We just bought an engine upgrade. Bottas is flying. I was doing pretty well in Q1 and Q2, so this should be a fantastic Grand Prix for Williams, as the lights are lighting up for the 2016 Belgian Grand Prix, and it's underway, and looks like everyone's got off to a decent start. Bottas should retain the race lead, but looking down to 10th, we've got to get past Grosjean. There's also Force Indies in the way, McLarens, we've got all sorts of drivers to worry about, but going around La Source, we've just about been able to survive that, and I think everyone has actually. A couple of people running off track, but there's Perez and Grosjean making a bit of a collision there. I'm amazed they didn't stop it into the wall. We're up into 8th place, right up behind Kimi Raikkonen. This is where the Williams strength come into play. Look how slowly Fernando Alonso's going. This is Williams' strength and McLaren's weakness is straight line speed. The top 5 dicing up ahead there, but I'm up into 6th place at the end of the Kemmel Straight. So things are looking brilliant right now. I think Bottas is still leading. Crucially, I'm up into 6th. So I've gained several places, and I've got the race strategy on my side. A replay of the race starts. So Daniel Ricciardo already dropping back from Valtteri Bottas, and you know, Ricciardo's on the super soft tyres. Look at that, they're going 3 wide down the Kemmel Straight. Both Mercedes mugging Daniel Ricciardo. Crucially, which Mercedes driver will head into 2nd place? I think that is Nico Rosberg, who's taken 2nd, with Lewis Hamilton in 3rd. And look at that, Valtteri Bottas has already opened up quite a big gap, and he's on the slower tyres. So, you know, this race and the next one at Monza are perfect for Williams. Some of the future ones, maybe not so, but we've got to live in the moment, because right now, we're flying at the moment. 6th place, we got up ahead. Sebastian Vettel, you know, the Ferrari engine, it's not that quick, but it's a bit quicker than the Renault engine. Look how slowly Daniel Ricciardo's going. He may as well have been stationary. That's how quickly we got by. Up into 4th place. So we've got by all of the non-Mercedes runners who, as we've seen, are just going so slowly. But the battle for the lead is Nico Rosberg and Valtteri Bottas, and I think Rosberg has finally been able to utilise the grip of the super soft tyres to take the lead from Bottas. What about Hamilton? Is he going to take 2nd place from Bottas, or is Bottas going to take the lead off of Rosberg? A 3-way battle for the lead. Bottas has taken it. No, Rosberg's taken it. Bottas in 2nd, Hamilton in 3rd. Rosberg setting the fastest lap of the race. So, you know, he's leading it, he's on the quickest tyres, the quickest car, and he's leading it. So things right now are looking brilliant for him. Fernando Alonso is out of the race, so we're down to 21 runners already. We've only done 2 laps, and already we've lost a driver. The safety car is out. So this could... So what does this do to the race strategy? What does this do indeed? I mean, this is good, because Hamilton, Rosberg and Bottas, they were starting to open up a bit of a gap to me. So at least I've caught back up to them, which is good. So what has happened to Fernando Alonso? So he was just driving down the start-finish straight. Oh, in his McLaren Honda engine, or his Honda engine, we saw how slow that engine was, and it's probably better off blown up, to be honest, because as we saw, that engine was providing Alonso with no power whatsoever. So there we go. So that's brought up the safety car though, so I will thank Alonso for that, because he has done something very interesting, because the race strategy, I mean, who knows now, it's lap 3. This is sort of the time that the super soft runners are due to come in. Lewis Hamilton is still coming in. Well, I guess it makes sense, sort of. I mean, if you're going to come into the pits under the safety car, you want to do it as soon as possible. But unfortunately, because we were under safety car conditions at the start of the lap, the field's bunched up, so Hamilton will probably rejoin near the back of the field. So, lap 4 now, we're in 3rd place. So with Valtteri Bottas in 2nd, that was Nico Rosberg heading into the pits. So, okay. Both Mercedes drivers really do not want to stick on the super soft tyres for any longer, but it's a Williams 1-2 at the moment. So just to make sense of this, so it's Bottas from me, from Button and Verstappen. Button and Verstappen also starting on the soft tyres, because, you know, they got knocked out early in qualifying. Then it's Palmer from Gutierrez, Nasser, and then Hamilton is in 8th with Rosberg in 10th. So Button and Verstappen are ones that maybe we'll have to watch out for. Well, they seem to be doing the same strategy as me and Bottas. Hamilton isn't as far down the field as I thought he would have been. I thought he would have been in like 15th, but I think quite a lot of other super soft runners pitted at the same time as Hamilton, so I think he didn't lose as many places as he could have done. Lap 6, finally the safety car was coming in. Charlie Whiting took his time bringing the safety car in, but we're going to get back up to racing conditions. It's Bottas from me, from Button, from Verstappen. This, you know, slightly unorthodox top 4. There's a Renault and a Sauber and a Hassel coming into the pits, which is not good because that has released Hamilton and Rosberg into clear air right now. But still, either way, it's a Williams 1-2. And Button and Verstappen, that, you know, they shouldn't be overtaking us in the straight, so there's no way I'm going to lose 2nd. And Valtteri Bottas is coming into the pits, which, I mean, this is the pit stop lap 7, but because we spent 4 laps under safety car conditions, 4 laps, the tyres have still got quite a lot of life left. You know, I'm going to stretch them out. The team wanted me to come in on lap 6, I wasn't doing that, because the tyres, they've got plenty of life left. We spent 3 laps behind the safety car, 1 under safety car conditions. We're now on lap 9, Button and Verstappen are still staying out. Of course, they couldn't even think about making an overtake because, well, both their cars have just got no power, really. So, lap 9, and it looks like Max Verstappen has come into the pits. Yes, Jenson Button is still behind me, so Button is definitely doing the same strategy. Nico Rosberg is in 3rd on the soft tyres, Kimi Raikkonen setting the fastest lap of the race. But at the moment, I still don't know where I stand with race strategy, because of course Hamilton and Rosberg pitting in under the safety car, the amount of time they lost in comparison to me, you know, was negated. So actually, starting on the softs, we gained less of an advantage, because as you can see, Hamilton and Rosberg have already got by. If the safety car had never come out, that wouldn't have been the case. But I'm going to fit on the medium tyres, thinking maybe we could take them to the end. It'll be a stretch, 12 laps, but I mean, we brought the softs at lap 10, but that was under safety car conditions, so who knows really. But Button came into the pits the same lap as me. And there's Max Verstappen, who came into the pits a lap earlier. He's being held up by Marcus Ericsson. We have got to get out ahead of Max Verstappen. We've just about done that. But now what we've also got to do is get past the slow-moving Sauber of Marcus Ericsson. So, I don't know how easy this is going to be to do. He's going to force us out into the grasses, Marcus Ericsson. So, you know, a little bit tricky there. Max Verstappen is also going to get by relatively easily. So, we've got out ahead of Verstappen. We're still ahead of Button. That's good, but, you know, more importantly, we've got to worry about our teammate and both Mercedes drivers. We're in 11th place, but there's still a lot of drivers who still need to come into the pits. Sainz, Grosjean, Perez, etc. So we're in 5th place, it looks like. Valtteri Bottas is just up the road. He's on the soft tyres though, so he is doing something different to me at this point. So let's have a look. Rosberg, Vettel, Hulkenberg and Bottas all pitted onto the soft tyres. So I'm the leader of the medium tyres. Verstappen, Button and Hamilton all seem to be doing the same strategy as me, but of course Hamilton came in to the pit several laps earlier than me, and Verstappen came in 1 lap earlier, so who knows at this point. I mean, the second the safety car came out, my understanding of this race and the tyre strategies went out of the window. So lap 13 we're up into 2nd place, someone is staying out. It is Valtteri Bottas who's staying out, so I mean this is good, we're back into a Williams 1-2, but Bottas has to pit, A because the softs won't make it to the end, and B, well, he has to fit on the second tyre compound, which he will do at the end of lap 14, so I don't know, he has to fit on the mediums, I guess. The super softs won't make it to the end. I mean, this would be a perfectly length stint for the soft tyres, but he can't fit them on because it's against the rules. Medium tyres, he'll undoubtedly make it to the end. Even without a safety car, those medium tyres can easily do 8 laps. The softs can theoretically do 8 laps without safety car conditions. But Max Verstappen was good in 2nd place. Dropped back quite a bit from me. You know, he couldn't even catch up to me. I mean, there was no way he's going to overtake me. As you can see, he couldn't even keep up to me, holding up both Mercedes drivers. He was doing a brilliant job, but there's Lewis Hamilton who's going to get by, and Nico Rosberg, just a few seconds later, is also going to overtake Max Verstappen. So as you can see, I'm a few seconds up the road from those guys. So Max Verstappen, he did me a good favour, but unfortunately he has unleashed both Mercedes drivers, and those are the only 2 drivers I think at this track who are quicker than me, really. Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren, they do not have the power, really. But this is handy. Nico Rosberg is overtaking Lewis Hamilton to go into 2nd place. So, you know, we got a change in 2nd place. Rosberg has seemed to have been the quicker Mercedes driver at this Grand Prix, and of course Rosberg is ahead of Hamilton in the championship. But look, Hamilton, I think going up Eau Rouge into Radion, now onto the Camel Straight, and we're using DRS, yep, side by side, but Hamilton is going to re-overtake Nico Rosberg. And as you can see, they're not really catching up to me at this point. So, you know, things are looking good at the moment, really, for me. But, I mean, a lap later, Rosberg is getting back past Lewis Hamilton. This is brilliant. Both Mercedes drivers were battling so relentlessly that they couldn't catch up to me, because they spent so much time fighting amongst themselves. So both Mercedes drivers, the only 2 drivers I'm really concerned about at this point in the Grand Prix, aren't concerned about catching up to me, seemingly. Lap 18, things are getting a little bit interesting now. My medium tyres are getting past their best, really, is how I would describe them. But then again, Rosberg's medium tyres aren't going to be a great deal newer. Hamilton's, I think, are older. I don't know, actually, when Hamilton pitted. But Nico Rosberg has snuck by. So, you know, while I'm thinking about tyre strategy, Rosberg has taken the race lead off of me, and I'm on older tyres, so how can I possibly fight back? And we're going into Sector 2. This is the sector which, really, I just couldn't do anything in this sector. In qualifying, Sector 2 was where I was losing all my time, and there's no DRS zones, there's not enough straights, so how am I supposed to, you know, catch up? I mean, Rosberg at this point has already opened up a massive gap. I'm thinking right now, do I come into the pit? Those medium tyres, they're 44% worn, but I'm thinking if they're just under 50% worn, having done 8 laps, they can do another 4. That's the logic anyway, but it's going to be a stretch, and as you can see, I can't even keep up to Nico Rosberg, so I think the win's out of the question because I didn't pit. Carlos Sainz, his engine has gone now, no surprise. I mean, it's basically guaranteed every race that a Ferrari engine is going to blow up because it always happens. And especially for Carlos Sainz, unluckiest driver on the grid. So, that has brought out the safety car. Yet again, a Spaniard has had an engine failure and brought out a safety car because they parked in a dangerous location. So that's good because Nico Rosberg was pulling out away from me. Also probably good I didn't fit on the super soft tyres, although who knows really at this point. But luckily we're not going to spend 4 laps under safety car conditions. If we did, the race will have ended behind the safety car. Charlie Whiting is going to allow us 2 final racing laps So I've got 2 laps to get back past Nico Rosberg. The gap has been closed significantly, but the problems still remain. I do not have the tyre grip, surely. But of course we're coming up towards, well, I mean, we've got a DRS zone right here, but of course with only 2 laps left to go, I will not have the aid of DRS. But I don't think that's going to matter. Going around La Source, we've seen the mega straight line speed that Williams has had. I mean, we got past Ferraris, Red Bulls, even Ferraris, like they're stationary. It should be the same case on a Mercedes, but this is the real test. Can I get past Nico Rosberg? Is the Williams truly quicker than the Mercedes in a straight line? Well, Rosberg, he's forcing us out onto the grass. We're just edging past him at this point. But, I mean, you know, at the end of the Kemmel Straight, I mean, we're now back into Mercedes territory with the extra downforce he's got. And no, Nico Rosberg has been able to maintain the race lead. But we saw how slow Nico Rosberg was into his corner previously. We're just going to have to try and edge past him. I mean, Rosberg going stupidly slowly, moves out of the way, and I've taken the race lead from him. So, with 1.5 laps left to go, it's me from Rosberg from Hamilton, which is good. But, I mean, well, the tables have turned now. There's still no DRS, of course. But, we saw how easy it was for me to get alongside Nico Rosberg, but Rosberg couldn't get alongside me. So the Williams definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, is the quickest car in a straight line, especially as we bought the engine upgrade to this Grand Prix. But, I mean, let's not get cocky. We've still got 2/3 of a lap left to go, and we have got a train of about 8 cars directly behind me, maybe the entire field. And, you know, Sector 2, Rosberg wasn't able to pass me, thank God. But we've still got, you know, no DRS zones, of course, but we've still got Blanchimont, and you can definitely, if you're brave, you can make an overtake into Blanchimont. And, of course, me and Rosberg, we're 1st and 2nd at the championship. But that's Lewis Hamilton, who's trying to make a move on his teammate. Will that work? I don't think it will, but they're still side by side going into the bus stop chicane. Now, I think Nico Rosberg has been able to retain 2nd place, but crucially, I have been able to retain the race win at Spa-Francorchamps. Well, oh well. That was a crazy race, actually. I'd say probably the most enjoyable race to do in this series so far. Lots of action. The safety car certainly spiced up this Grand Prix. It certainly helped me. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the first safety car, arguably, it did in some ways, but it didn't in others. Because it bunched me back up, but at the same time, you know, I mean, Hamilton and Rosberg essentially got a free pit stop. I don't know what Bottas did, because well, when he pitted, he fit on the soft tyres. I never saw him since. But Verstappen and Button, I believe, weren't too far behind the Mercedes crew, despite the fact that their cars had no power. Clearly, the strategy Verstappen and Button did was the right one, because based on where we finished. So, yep, it was me from Rosberg, Hamilton, Max Verstappen, who qualified in 12th, finished in 4th. Then it's Vettel in 5th, and Jenson Button in the McLaren Honda finished in 6th. So, you know, I mean, that was definitely the right strategy to do. Bottas finished way down the order, and then, oh yeah, Felipe Nasr, his penalty was 4,294,967,295 seconds. What a penalty. Drivers' Championship, I'm still just ahead of Nico Rosberg, opened up my advantage there, with Lewis Hamilton in 3rd, Verstappen still in 4th, and Vettel overtook Valtteri Bottas. I mean, Bottas, he had the race in the palm of his hand, could easily have beaten me, and just messed it up with the first pit stop, unfortunately. And of course, as a reminder, every driver, including Nasr with his record penalty this Grand Prix, has scored points. So I'm amazed Nasr could not only have a penalty that big in the Grand Prix, but surely if you're going to have a penalty that big, you would get DOC Championship points, but apparently not. So anyway guys, if you did enjoy this episode, be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time for the Italian Grand Prix at Monza, which once again should play to the Williams' strengths, and maybe that race could be the race where we see a Williams 1-2. I'll see you then.